out on the chrome. Paint peeling slow. Grandma counting worn out pesos says, mijo, something's gonna blow. Flags fade on the old hotel. Tourists drink their rum and go. Radio talks into accents about a brand new vote. Cuba, 51st state of the sun. Stars and stripes in the Caribbean. Same blue waves, a different anthem. Still the same red in our drum. Busted barrio, kids swap caps, argy calls. One said soon we're buying hot dogs in a big new stadium wall. Street band plays old boleros, slides into something strange. A pledge in a different language, but the hope feels just the same. In the Caribbean, same blue waves, a different anthem, still the same red in our drum. Cuba, 51st state of the sun, side by side on that banner we run from Havana down to Key West. We rise as 51.
Midnight on the rooftop, old flag in my hands, ancient lion on the canvas, facing steel and desert sand. They try to paint our story over with the blacked out lies and chains, but under every burned out poster I still hear our fathers' names. Persia will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones, from Shiraz streets to the Caspian stones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every scar, every battle cry. You can cage a body, but the soul won't die. in silence, keeping rhythm in their hearts. Hey, for the brothers in prisons, carving dates into the stone. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. Persia will rise, I swear it. Hear that echo in my bones. From terror roofs to the ancient thrones. We're breaking their walls, we bear it. Every tear, every battle cry. You can cage your body, but the soul won't die. Persia will rise. Oh, Persia will rise. We stand together till the falcon falls.
Good morning. Welcome to the NPC show. Deprogramming the world one NPC at a time. I'm your host, Frank. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here. Hello, Donnie. Good morning, Donnie, Christian, Josie. Good to see you. Barry Electronics. Hello, Mary Miles. Daniel. Good to see you. Dawn. Janet. Good to see you. Electrici. Electric Eye. I can't pronounce that. Christine, good to see you. Zach, Art, good to see you. Patriot626, James, Becky, good to see you. Sherry, thank you all for being here. Sherry says hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much all for being here. Let's get on over to the Rumby side. Where we at? We've got Dixie, Josie, TB Candle, good to see Campbell, Amber, Liberty, and E30. Good to see all of you, and hello to everyone over on Foxhole. We got Donna over on Foxhole. Thanks for hanging out. So not too long of a show today, sorta, but we do have a watch party afterwards. We have a White House presser. Also, we have an episode of Chris Chappell. Apparently, Tucker also recently had good things to say about China, and he has something to say about it because Chris Chappell is adamantly anti-CCP. So we're gonna watch that. That's gonna be interesting. And then a little documentary about American Rare Earths Company. They're gonna try to get in on China's monopoly on all that rare earth. Personally, I think they could probably use some government subsidies in order to keep the rare earth cheap and affordable, right? Let's see what we're looking at here. Stupid. They're doing some royal family shit right now. So someone, the Archbishop of Canterbury, enthroned. Like, we don't care. You're not even a real country anymore. What kind of a country doesn't have their own army? You know? Anyways. Hello, Angie Pink. Good to see you. Hello to Christopher, Chad, and Sheila. Hello to all of you. Sheila McBride. Good to see you, dear. Thank you for being here. Okay, cool. So, short show. Well, we'll probably drag. Well, I'll add another piece to all this because we do have the response from Iran already, and of course they're being unreasonable. They still think they have the cards. They still think that they're in a position to negotiate. They're not. My personal opinion. Actually, I'll get to the poll in a bit. We'll talk about the poll later, but. Yeah, the polls. Do you think Iran will accept U.S.'s proposed 15-point peace plan? 34% of you already said not the first plan, but a revised one. I was going to do instead of unsure, I was going to do another one where there's a theory that Trump only pitched this plan to buy time to get our troops in, because we are deploying another 3,000 out there. They're not going to Iran, but they are going to the Middle East. So. That is happening. Remember, Pentagon approved it last week. This week, they're actually being sent out. So, yeah, pray for our children. They are fighting for you all. Anyway, where are we at? Thank you for subscribing, whoever that was. Who was that? Chris Haas. Thank you for subscribing. What is this? AirPods Max 2. I can't believe there are earbuds for $100. I can't believe that. And they sound terrible. They're all terrible. Everything Apple makes is terrible. It's the Class B products presented as shiny, right? So everyone buys it. Awful. Okay, if you're gonna get earbuds, by the way, get the JBLs. The JBL. I thought these were also going to be a rip. By the way, when they're on sale, you get it for $60, not 100. Okay, regularly they're $100, but these are actually really good. They sound terrific, they're just awesome. Then there's 3 different fitments too. There's the one that go over your ear, the ones that go in your ear. There's the ones that go into your ear, like they really seal you up, which I don't like. It makes you feel like you're mute, you know, like you can't talk or you can't hear stuff. Anywho. Hello to Art Gray. Gene, good to see you. Good morning. Anyways, let's get going. First story of the day. A Guatemalan illegal who was released into the U.S. by the Biden regime has been arrested for banging a fiver. A fiver. The child needed surgery afterwards because obviously when you're at that age, you're not built to fit anything in you. And this guy thought it was appropriate. We need to start doing more D penalties. Holy crap, man. Yeah, get a gander. This is what they look like these days. They used to wear tiny hats and now they don't. Now they look like this. So, yeah, their kids are apparently now safer at churches now. Yeah. This is terrible, man. Anyways, yeah, this is the Democrats love because as long as you have people like this in town, they don't look that bad, right? Next story. A trans illegal alien forcefully banged a 14er boy inside a New York City bodega bathroom? In a bathroom? Did no one hear what was going on? The kid wasn't screaming or anything like that? So, by the way, this person might walk free on April 27th. Wow. That is terrible. Thanks to a sweetheart plea deal of New York City. I'm guessing this person's Islamic. Is that what it is? Is that why they're getting out with a slap on the wrist? Because they're Islami? They're Salami people. They're just following the footsteps of Muhammad, the guy who married a 9-year-old, right? What is this person's name? Nicole Alexandra Contreras Suarez. Wow. Hispanic. Another one. I was gonna give one to the goat fuckers, but no, not today. It's two for two. Are you guys? Congratulations, Hispania. You produced just the most fine people out there, huh? You know, if you just raise your age of consent to like 18, they might just start like offending people who are, 17. Then it's a little bit better, right? You don't have a lifetime of trauma to deal with. You still would. It just wouldn't be as bad. Awful. Anyways, this is New York. This is what they love. They love people who marry 9-year-olds. They read a sci-fi book called the Quran. And they're okay with this. This is New York for you. Next story. Here's a clearly not a U.S. citizen driving a truck. That truck is beat up. It went under a very low clearance building and it is ripped open there. And he's still driving. Yeah, at highway speeds, the wind can rip that thing apart, guy. There's a reason why they have to be sealed. Holy shit. Anyways. Next story. This is a lady who enlisted in the service. She's a Muslim and she is vowing to disobey orders that will harm other Muslims.
No politics, but would you refuse a command if it said towards Muslims?
She said she put her thumb up. Like that. There you go. Why is this person not being court-martialed? Why are they not being dishonorably discharged? Why? Why are these people allowed in here? I don't understand. So you're praising allegiance to a sci-fi book called the Quran that you read instead of the country in which pays your wages and gives you your benefits. Yes, our children are at risk with something like this fighting alongside them. They got to depend on each other for their lives. And here she is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna disobey orders that hurts Muslims. I hope you're paying attention to this, Hegseth, because Pam Bondi ain't gonna do shit about this. Holy crap, man. Thank you very much, David Stores, for the donation. Thank you, buddy. For keeping the channel alive. And you guys too can too as well. Cash out, buy me a coffee, subscribe to on Patreon, or become a member on YouTube, like Mary is. Look at that. Or do it on Rumble, like Campbell and Mary and Cricket Noises is. Look at that. Anyways, Hexeth, holy crap. Someone needs to get a hold of Hexeth for this. This is terrible. Next story. The deal to fund DHS is still not moving along. The Democrats continue to refuse support without ICE reforms. It's more than just ICE reforms, by the way. Donald Trump does tweet about that. I'll get to that in a bit. But they're essentially asking for amnesty for illegals. Okay? They want to make them citizens. 20 million of them. Actually, there should be 35 million at this point. Yeah.
TSA workers appears to now have faltered, and any agreement to do so may end up derailing the Save the America Act. Chad Pergram is live at the Capitol Hill with the details. Chad, what, if anything's in the works right now?
Brian, well, any potential breakthrough is on life support, even as TSA lines swell, but a possible agreement to end the DHS stalemate hit potholes on both sides. President Trump isn't fully on board just yet. Republicans claim the Democrats changed their demands.
They want to limit Border Patrol. They want to prevent them from actually doing arrests anywhere but right next to the border. We've said that's absurd. We're never going to agree to that, and we're going to be able to just keep moving forward on this. But I do think we have enough Democrats on board to be able to say we'll at least get everything else funding.
The plan would have funded all areas of DHS except ICE and certain immigration enforcement. Democrats still insist that DHS ban masks for agents, and they want changes for warrants.
Anyways, so there's that. Oh yeah, look who got caught up in the TSA lines. That's Bill Barr. Eat shit, Bill. That's what you get. That's what you get for not investigating the 2020 election and letting all those Democrat senators stay. Well, you guys know we lost like seven Senate seats because of the elections being stolen in 2020 as well as 2022. Yeah, 7 seats, 2 in Nevada, 2 in Georgia, and 3 more individual ones elsewhere. Yeah, all those got screwed over because this guy right here. So eat shit. I hope your knees blow up. I hope they explode in line while you wait for your time to get on the plane. What an ass, you know? Next story. Here's some of the citizens responding to ICE and how they feel about them being there.
Oh, they're right there. All right, they're good to here to help. They're not bothering nobody. As long as they can check my bags and get me on my flight, I'm good to go. Right? I want to get to the Bahamas.
I love that. I love that accent, man. the New Englanders. Holy shit. Here's another guy right here.
Kirk Thielander, a frequent flyer, hopes these agents can help keep lines moving.
They're here to help to offset some of the workload from TSA right now, so that's fine.
Yeah, he's correct. Yeah, then they're doing a great job too. Here's they handing out bottles of water to people. Now look at this. This is at Houston Airport. Huh? Good stuff. It should have been clipped shorter. Anyways. Sad fact that Trump tweeted this morning. He says, blame the Democrats for the airport mess. They want our country to do badly. They want our country to fail. They broke the already signed bill because they want to take care of criminals who enter our country illegally rather than American citizens. Thank you to our great ICE patriots for helping. It makes a big difference. And then he says here, I may call up the National Guard for more help. Oh, it's gonna get real spicy. Real spicy. Yeah. I hope you guys bring live rounds and start using them, you know? Anyways, I'm kidding. He also wrote, the Democrats don't want to make a deal unless amnesty and citizenship is given to millions of criminals who have entered our country illegally, many of whom have been convicted of serious crimes. Yeah, so they're looking for amnesty for the 35 million illegals that they want to add to their voter rolls, is what's going on. In order for us to get election integrity, they want an additional 35 million voters on their party. Yeah. You know what would happen if that happened? We would never win another election ever again. Gavin Newsom will come right back in. He'll open the borders up. They'll all come in. They'll pillage the entire country. And we'll never find another job ever again. And guess what? You had nowhere to go after this. Europe's fucked up. Next story. Great. Oh, jeez. There we go. This guy right here was sentenced in Manhattan. He stole $4.4 million in the COVID relief funds. Yeah, here he is breaking down and crying.
I did these crimes, and I deserve to go to jail. I don't know what else to say for myself. I'm so sorry.
Mr. McKenna, I understand.
Greedy bastard.
I really appreciate you taking full responsibility.
You guys didn't want to just steal, I don't know, 50,000? That wasn't enough for you? You need millions?
Under indictment 749. Yes, please. Please, no worries.
You granted us 6 weeks because it was very helpful to my son.
Thank you very much, sir.
Jeez.
But ultimately, sir,
you're an attorney and you stole that shit. Holy crap. I wonder what years he did it, you know? Because obviously if it was 2020, people might have been a little weary. But once Biden came in and everyone was breaking laws everywhere, holy crap. I mean, David E. Taylor, do you remember the fake pastor that had slaves making telemarketing calls to collect donations for his company? He might, by the way, David E. Taylor might get the most time of anyone in history of America. Yeah, he literally had slaves, U.S. citizen slaves, and his call centers making calls and begging for money. He would deprive them of food and sleep unless they generated a certain amount of money that day. Yeah, he told them spray them with water if they fall asleep. Yeah, David E. Taylor. Let me show you who I'm talking about. David E. Taylor. This guy had yachts, planes, vacation homes all over the world. He had partners. But he wasn't the main dude. The main dude was the lady. But he was the figure face. He was the pastor. He was that face that everyone like, oh yeah, I'll give you all my money. Where is it? Jesus. What is this? Is this the only coverage of this? How do we not have David E. Taylor videos everywhere? This is it right here.
Operation resulted in at least several investigators saying that this forced labor operation resulted in at least $50 million in donations since 2014. And all of that money helped pay for David Taylor and Michelle Brannan's extravagant lifestyle.
Brannan went before a federal judge in Tampa today following her arrest earlier. 8 on Your Side investigator Brittany Mueller continues our team coverage live tonight.
Stacey and Keith, good evening. David Taylor.
There he is. David E. Taylor. Michelle Brannan is the white lady, but he was the figure face of it. Wow. It's literally 30 years per count of slavery, okay? And he had multiple 3 or 4 locations in the U.S. alone, okay? He might be getting sentenced to thousands of years in jail. Yeah.
Michelle Brannan are accused of using religious beliefs to prey on their victims for their own personal financial gain. Court records show they used the funds to purchase several Mercedes and Bentleys, a Rolls Royce, a boat, 5 ATVs and jet skis, as well as $10,000 worth of seafood, plus this home in Avila.
Yeah, I got a house. Hey, by the way, you forgot to mention all the jets with an S at the end that they bought.
Worth more than $9 million.
Oh.
You're looking at
Tampa, Florida, and Durham. I forgot where Durham was. Was that in Texas?
2 FBI raids in 2 states, North Carolina and Florida,
North Carolina.
Investigators say led to the arrest of 2 self-professed religious leaders.
There's more than 2 locations. I believe there's one in New York and one in Texas as well.
And their connection to the Kingdom of God Global Church. Federal investigators say David Taylor, who refers to himself as apostle and Jesus' best friend, and his second in command, Michelle Brannan, lured people in nationwide with promises to fulfill their spiritual hunger and work as unpaid phone solicitors at call centers to serve as Taylor's arm bearers in Michigan, Missouri, Texas, and even here in Florida, including Tampa and Ocala. On Wednesday,
Wow.
Taylor was arrested in Durham, North Carolina, while Brannan in Tampa. This indictment filed in July shows since 2013, their victims were required to make a specific number of calls or raise a specific dollar amount. And if they did not meet their quota, there were consequences, physical violence and psychological abuse. In one case, court records show Brannon
It's crazy. All this is going on underneath Obama's watch.
texted 7 of the top closers need to go in the garage in Tampa now. Also, I want food taken away. The indictment reveals that this forced labor scheme resulted in at least $50 million in donations since 2014, which Taylor and Brannon said would be spent on supporting victims of human trafficking, all while they are now accused of committing that crime. Michelle Brannon.
Well, they always blame others for what they're already doing.
Did not have an attorney present, so the hearing has been rescheduled for Thursday at 2:30 to allow her time to retain.
You guys get it. Next story. In Las Vegas, they're putting up these stickers here. I'm pretty sure they're factual, but you know how people are going around stealing copper wire because copper is valuable and they can sell it for a lot of money? They're now replacing it with aluminum wires, which is bizarre why that wasn't used to begin with, you know? I mean, I know copper takes up less space, but I mean, it's not like you're tight on space. It's a pole. You run wires through it and you're good to go, right? Now they're putting up these stickers that say aluminum wire only. How about busting the people who are selling the copper? How about busting people buying the copper? Why not? Why don't you do that? No, we're going to use a crappier material that doesn't last as long. I don't know, man. So Las Vegas there, that's their little soft on crime policy right there. Instead of arresting the criminals, we're going to make it so that they'll have to steal something else. Yeah, don't worry, they'll find something to steal. If it ain't copper, they'll just steal something else. Next story. An elderly leftist couple has been arrested for vandalizing Republican offices in Illinois. This is ew. Is that a shadow or is that a goatee? What is going on here? It can't be a shadow. Anyways, they're a couple. Ugh. Anyways, good job getting yourself caught, stupids. Was it worth it?
This is the second time that the Republicans of Wheeling Township office has been vandalized, but this time the vandals were caught on camera. Surveillance video from late Sunday night captured a couple, a man in glasses and a woman both dressed in black, drawing cuss words and what we're told are several Nazi symbols over the face of the late Charlie Kirk on the windows of the Republicans of Wheeling Township office here in Arlington Heights.
Charlie Kirk was born in Arlington Heights, and he actually had come through our doors. So he was initially, he started off with our organization. So we're really kind of deeply saddened to see that.
John Saletta is the deputy countyman. He says they put surveillance cameras after their building was vandalized in December.
Charlie Squirt, which apparently is her clever way of making a play on words.
It's obviously highly offensive, and we're better than this. I think that as a nation, you know, we can resolve our differences through dialogue. That's what Charlie was all about.
Saletta says he hopes the vandals decide to turn themselves in and do the right thing.
We have floors of the legislature for talking about policy, trying to work out the best resolution to satisfy the wants and needs of the people. And it shouldn't be about this.
Saletta tells me that they will not allow the vandalism to intimidate their work. We did reach out to Arlington Heights Police to see if there was any update in this case. I did not hear back yet, but Saletta does say that no one is in custody as of yet.
Next story. California's gubernatorial debate was canceled because there were only white people there. This is how stupid California is. You won't even have them have a conversation just because there's no colored people on there. Stupidest thing ever.
Tonight's debate in the hotly contested, California gubernatorial race is no longer happening. The University of Southern California canceled the forum after facing backlash.
This is USC doing this? You got to be kidding me. USC is a private college. They're actually probably, of all universities in California, they have the most Republicans, most conservatives, more well-to-do, conservative, smarter people. I'll tell you this, of all the bosses I've ever had, bosses, executives, the smarter ones came from USC. The half-assy ones came from UCLA. You know, the state university, UCLA, that one. Yeah. They teach feelings, you know. That's crazy. So USC did this, huh? That's awful. Viragosa's running on the Democrat side. So who's going to win this one? Becerra, Tony Thurman. So, excluded from the now canceled debate. These are all Democrats. So, was it supposed to be a mixed debate, left and right? That's weird. Anyways, this is what California's doing. What a stupid state. What a dumb state, man. Next story. A New Mexico jury has found Meta, aka Facebook, responsible for putting children at risk. Look at that. Citing harm to their mental health and exposure to online predators, and awarded $375 million in damages. Wow. Meta's contesting this. That's hilarious, man. Eat shit, Mark. Eat shit, Zuckerberg. People have been complaining for years about predators being all over your platform, and you've done nothing to stop these people. Even when they're reported, even when the kid is reporting, hey, this adult is sending me awful pictures, you don't even ban the adult. Instead, you ban me for being Republican. Awful. What an awful place. Next story. What is this one? Let's get to this real quick. Today is I think day 2 of Melania Trump hosting a summit for this was called Summit on Empowering Children with Educational Technology. This is she walking in with an AI powered robot. Oh. Can I just say that all you robot makers you're overly obsessed with robots looking like humans? The arms, the legs, all of that is so inefficient. Okay, a robot should be like R2-D2. It should be able to move on wheels, and not just 2 wheels, one on each side. Each side should have those triangle wheels where there's 3 wheels on each side. That way it can walk upstairs. Yes, lots of balancing to do there, but this idea that they're supposed to look like us, not necessary. Oh, this Macron, Look at that. Which robot is it? Is this a Tesla robot? I hope not, because he is not trustworthy.
Thank you, First Lady Melania Trump, for inviting me to the White House. It is an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's
Oh yeah, that's the natural movements right there. Oh yeah, this is totally natural, guys.
Global Coalition inaugural meeting. I'm figuring
Who are you? Who do you think you are, Christopher Machio or what?
a humanoid built in the United States.
You know who Christopher Machio is? Christopher Machio is that opera guy that sings at all the Trump events. You know, the RNC convention in 2020, and then in Butler, Pennsylvania. Remember when they came back after he got hit in the ear? After he got shot, he came back, did another rally there. Christopher Machio sang, and he sings. He goes like this, "Love," you know. And then this robot's just like.
I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education. Welcome. Bienvenidos. Yokoso. Bienvenidos.
We speak English here.
Bem-vindos. Ahlan wa sahlan. Shagatam. Mogisal mabit. Bruchim aba'im. Laskavo prosimo. Dobrodoshli. Thank you.
Oh, they have that Polish in there. The last one, I actually recognize that. That's funny. I like that they programmed the robot to mispronounce everything like a white person would. It did, yeah. Everything was like no rolling R's, which is perfect because this is the United States. This ain't Mexico, yeah. Anyways, what is this one? Oh, that's hilarious. Let's get to that real quick. Let's get to that piece of news real quick. What is this? Mamdani announces an initiative to speed affordable housing development. New Yorkers cannot wait any longer. Where's the funding coming from? Don't tell me Trump okayed this. They're literally asking. He's literally asking for like a considerable amount, which by the way could be used to fund the offensive against Iran. And this guy, why does New York get it instead of like, I don't know, Chicago, or how about Miami?
that is pushing New Yorkers out of this city. And I want to ask those who are here with us today, who here has been crushed by rents that go up year after year?
Yeah, because you keep inviting bean cakes into your town and not building new property. If you get the population under control, it wouldn't be an issue. But oh no, we need more votes. Oh, look at this. A U.S. citizen at an airport was interviewed and says Chuck Schumer should be ashamed of himself.
We have an 11 a.m. flight. What has it been like? Terrible. What do you want Congress to know, who have the ability to shut this down and reopen and have TSA agents come back to work? I think Chuck Schumer should be ashamed of himself. We have an...
Good stuff. Everybody knows. You can jam up the population all you want, but everyone knows. Next story. JD Vance's odds of becoming president in 2028 has dropped to an all-time low, down to 18%. Oh, I told you he wasn't going to be it. I literally said it like right after Trump was elected. I was like, Vance ain't going to win. There's no way. VPs rarely go on to win. Biden didn't actually win. Okay, and George H.W. Bush was he director of the FBI or whatever? He's part of the establishment, the CIA and all that stuff. Yeah, Vance wasn't going to win. I said that before. By the way, you know what else is hurting his odds? Not the fact that Rubio's kicking ass and doing really good, okay? The fact that one of his employees is Tucker Carlson's son. Yeah. Yeah. That's not looking good for you, JD. Yeah. I'm interested to know whether Tucker Carlson's son is feeding Tucker with insider information. Because that's another, we had another Joe Kent issue, right? So that's I saw that, I found it hilarious. I was just like, oh yeah, look how bad it's gotten. Like more particularly, well, see, I wish you had a start time frame or whatever, but more particularly recently, when Tucker started like rambling his mouth and people found out that Tucker Carlson's son works for JD Vance, bam, it just goes down and down and down. I remember Rubio was doing stuff way back then, but back then Rubio's odds were like 1 or 2%, you know, and like when this whole administration first started. Then he went to Panama, then he went to El Salvador, went to Panama, got our canal back, went to El Salvador and got them to take our deportees, you know, going to a variety of countries. He went to Eswatini to work out the little, you know, they're also going to be taking deportees, Eswatini, as well as a number of other African countries. He did trade deals. He did peace deals, things like that. He's all over the place doing a lot of things. And this guy, on the other hand, just piping information to Tucker Carlson. That doesn't look good either, you know? Yeah. So, anyways, I hope you're enjoying your time because you ain't going to make it. Happy travels. Happy travels. This guy right here. This guy gets his first job, right? Being the fraud czar of the U.S. And then on the very same night, takes a flight to Ireland to go celebrate for St. Patrick's Day. Wow. And the very first night, that literally, created Trump signed an executive order. He was right next to him. Oh, it's going to be a fraud czar. And then he says, and then he introduces this other guy and says, this guy's going to be the vice chair of the vice fraud czar, which means he's going to do all the work and I'm going to take all the credit. No one's giving you credit for that, JD. We're just not. All right. I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to make it ever. This is the end of your career, just like Kamala's. You're a nice guy, I'm sure. I'm sure you're a fun guy to be around, but Rubio's getting it done and you're not. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Becky. Becky's listening to me in the shower. Take pictures, dear. Next story. Senate Leader Thune floats a reconciliation plan to ram through the SAVE Act. This would only need 50 votes plus the VP. This is going to bypass the filibuster. What reconciliation is, unfortunately, is for budgets, okay? And I suppose if they could come up with some budget involving it itself, oh yeah, we need like, for example, we need to do voter ID. So the whole country's going to get funding for it. And it would take that funding and we put it into a reconciliation. Unfortunately, does that mean they're going to be required to have a voter ID to vote? No, that's the problem, right? So I don't know how this is exactly going to work, but Mike Lee and Anna Luna has already torched the plan and says that this is it's just a bit of a failing scheme. They say do not be fooled. Anna Luna issued a blistering warning on Twitter accusing Senate leadership of attempting to dodge a real vote on voter ID and election integrity. She writes, the Senate is sidestepping the Save America Act during the last reconciliation. The parliamentarians stripped out a significant amount. Also, they took out a lot of what we wanted in the Save Act. Now the Senate is looking to play the blame game with the parliamentarian. Under reconciliation, you cannot legislate policy, meaning you cannot include the Save America Act. That's what I was just saying earlier. I will be a no on reconciliation. Stop sidestepping America, Senator Thune. You're literally trying everything they can to get out of voting for the voter ID, and it's disgusting. Hey, I say this, Mr. President. Trump himself already stated he will not sign anything unless the Save Act is signed first. Okay. I believe you also requested $200 billion for the Iranian offensive. Here's what you do. You say, hey, look, we don't have money for this Iranian offensive. So we're going to have to pull out unless they want to pass that bill, but I won't sign it unless the Save Act comes in, because that's also national security. Iran registered over 100,000 Yochava ballots and voted in our elections. That's national security concern. The Save America Act is important for that reason. And then you get the entire AIPAC Israeli lobby upset at the Democrats for that, right? And then guess whose blackmail gets released? The Democrats. Yeah, right. And you replace all of them with dinos like John Fetterman, and then we're good to go. I don't know. That plan doesn't sound very not a lot of leverage there, right? Since the Democrats love criminals anyways. Oh, they're pedos, and it's like the Democrat voters won't care. They're all pedos as well. Anyways, Mike Lee says there are many things on the Senate could pass with simple majority using the procedure known as budget reconciliation. The Save America Act is not one of them. So we need to keep debating it as we have been until it passes. And I said this is the day that they brought it up. I was like, you can't. It's not a budget thing, you know. So here's what would happen. They include it in reconciliation. Reconciliation passes, and then there will be lawsuits flying to say that is not something that belongs in reconciliation. Supreme Court strikes it down, and then it won't pass anyways. And then they just bought themselves a few more months, and reconciliation gets passed, right? So they're trying to sneaky their way. They're trying to sneak the reconciliation in underneath the Save Act, and then the Save Act would just get marked off as unconstitutional, this portion only, you know.
There are a lot of things that can be passed through a Senate procedure known as budget reconciliation, through which we can pass things with a simple majority vote. The Save America Act isn't one of those things. It can't pass through budget reconciliation because it's a policy. It is not budgetary, and even if you attach money to it, there are things at the margins we could do to help facilitate compliance with it. But the restrictions themselves have basically zero chance of meeting the standard to pass through budget reconciliation. So look, regardless, there are other reasons out there to do budget reconciliation. Do not be fooled into thinking that we can set down the Save America Act, and just pick it up on budget reconciliation. That's not going to work. Thanks.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mike Lee. My senator, good dude. Next story. A Minnesota election judge has pled guilty to letting unregistered voters cast ballots in 2024. This is he. His name's Timothy Michael Scuton. What state is this? Another devastating blow. The Democrats' analyst claims that there is no election fraud. A Minnesota election judge has now pled guilty to a felony for deliberately allowing unregistered voters to cast ballots on election day. This is out in Minnesota. The head election judge in rural Badura Township, Hubbard County. He allowed 11 unregistered individuals to vote without meeting the most basic legal requirements. Wow, I'm surprised they actually got him for this in Minnesota, huh? A judge in Tim Walz' Minnesota just pled guilty to letting nearly a dozen unregistered people vote in 2024. Minnesota's rife with also election fraud, right? They got all sorts of fraud there.
An election judge from northern Minnesota who's charged with letting 11 unregistered...
We already read that part. Anyways, next story. So this guy ran for governor, and he's also the sheriff of San Bernardino County, Riverside County. He seized the ballots, 650,000 ballots for investigation, okay? The AG of California tried to sue to get that, to prevent that, and get the ballots back. A judge has smacked down his request to get those ballots back. So this investigation will go forward. Unfortunately, it's taking until now to do it. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, this is actually pretty quick. Chad Bianco, the Sheriff Chad Bianco, this was in November 2025 special election. Okay, so he didn't run for governor, he ran for something else. Oh, so no, I'm sorry. This is Rob Bonta. This is the Democrat who ran. This is not the AG. But the AG, AG Rob Bonta. What did they run for? Anyways, who cares? That's not important. But just the fact that they got their ballots, they're going to be investigating this, and hopefully they find stuff about this because holy shit. Anyways, next story. Israel is planning to seize control of large parts of southern Lebanon. Look at that, guys. Yeah, the Greater Israel Project is in full effect, and if you harbor terrorists, you will be prey to this. Wow, who's gonna stop them? The only body that's against this right now is the UN, and they don't have an army. They have an army of pedos that go around molesting kids all over Africa. The UN can't do shit about this. They got their blue helmets. Their blue helmets aren't even it wouldn't even protect them from like a 223 round. Yeah, let alone the 50 cals that Israel uses, right? Ayo. Anyways, rest in peace, Lebanon. You had a chance. They asked you, they said, hey, we would like the government of Lebanon to help us get Hezbollah. And they said, nah. So now they got tanks all up in Lebanon now. And guess what they're not going to do? They're going to do exactly what Russia's doing. Not give up territory they've already taken. Yeah. Google Maps, get ready to update your borders. Because this country is getting big fast. Yeah. Next story. The Pentagon has ordered 3,000 troops in the Army's elite 82nd Airborne Division to deploy to the Middle East. Okay? They're not going to be boots on the ground in Iran. Might they be eventually? I hope not, but there's a possibility. I think they're probably more focused on taking that island. You know that island, Karg Island, which they, for whatever reason, that island specifically controls 80% of oil exports from Iran. I don't know how I think the oil gets piped underneath or piped under the ocean, the bottom of the ocean to the island. They use that to fill the ships or whatever. But they probably want to take Karg Island if we can control their oil. So they're not selling oil. They're not selling their sanctioned oil to countries that don't like us. Yeah. We control the oil. We control China's cash flows. We control the funding to ballot harvesting. We get our country back. You know, since the Democrats don't want to pass the Save America Act, right? Which, by the way, is not enough. I looked at what it requires. Not enough. We need Save America Act 2, 3. We need a whole lot more reforms. Okay. We need to ban ranked choice voting. Okay, that's another thing. We need to just go to paper ballots only. I heard that from only one post, that the Save America Act also goes to paper ballots only, but I only heard that from one place, so I don't think that's in a Save America Act. That should be in Save America Act 2, by the way. So there's a lot more that needs to happen. Okay, passing that act, I'm telling you this, you're not going to gain a lot of confidence from the voters. Okay, we're still going to be skeptical of everything. We're still going to want to audit everything. Okay, so not good. What is this? Anyway, so yeah, we're deploying 3,000. This is going to the Middle East. This is probably likely in response to the fact that Iran is attacking all their neighbors, which is, again, something unexpected, right? Something unexpected by our administration. They weren't expecting them to just go in and attack everyone. Let me go to this real quick. Trump just tweeted this out. He says, I'm so proud of our ICE patriots. They were unfairly maligned by the lunatic Democrats for years and now at the airports, in addition to what they are supposed to be doing. They are helping people with bags, even picking up and cleaning areas. They are so proud to be there. The fact is, they shouldn't have to do this, but they are rehabbing a fake image given to them by radical left Democrat politicians. The public is loving ICE, so the Democrats unwittingly did us a favor. They are great American patriots. They just happen to have much larger and harder muscles than most, which is what they're supposed to have. Thank you to ICE for the great job you are doing. America very much appreciates it. What is this one? We'll get to that in a bit. Next story. By the way, there are high stakes negotiations going on right now. Trump has issued a 15-point peace plan to Iran. It was given to actually Pakistan, who volunteered to mediate all this, and Pakistan will then relay it to Iran. That's already happened. Iran has already responded, not officially, but they have this. By the way, this is some of the plans that some of the points in the 15-point peace plan. A complete halt to aggression and assassinations by the enemy. This is to Iran. This is what we want from them. That's reasonable, okay? The establishment of concrete mechanisms to ensure that the war is not reimposed. What is... Oh, no. This looks like is what Iran wants. Okay, so I don't know what Trump was asking for, but it was things like you can't have a nuke. Like the U.S. gets... they can't close the Strait of Hormuz. We control where the oil goes. Things, not exactly, but we do have a say. Like, if there's a terrorist regime, you cannot sell to them. Afghanistan, no oil to Afghanistan. So there's 15 points. Let me see what's in there. Give me 1 second. Let me look it up. Trump, Iran peace plan. What were the 15 items? Fucking no one has it or what? No one has the 15 items, but they were all reasonable. As far as the ones that I've heard of so far, I would like a list. That'd have been great. Oh, there it is. These are the 15 things that why is this only 14? It's freaking weird. Anyways, it says 1, all existing nuclear capabilities will be dismantled. They can't have nuclear. That's true. A commitment that Iran will never strive to obtain nuclear weapons. Okay. And they'll just go back on that anyways. That's what communists do. 3, no material will be enriched on Iranian soil. Yeah, here's the thing. We made a deal with them. We said, you can have nuclear energy, but we have to be the ones to enrich it. We need to know how much is going to you. And in order for you to get more, we want the depleted materials back. Okay? Because you can make dirty bombs and dirty missiles with the depleted uranium. Number 3, no material will be enriched. Number 4, all enriched material will be handed over to the IAEA in a short-term timetable, short-term timetable to be defined between the parties. Number 5, Natanz, Isfahan, and Fordo to be decommissioned and destroyed. Those are the 3 main. Remember the ones that they bombed. The 3 main nuclear enrichment facilities. Number 6, the IAEA will have full access to all information within Iran's borders. They're just going to hide it from you. Number 7, Iran will abandon the proxy network, meaning like Hezbollah in Lebanon. The ones remaining. I don't think there's any more left in Gaza, but obviously there's going to be some nearby in other countries. Number 8, Iran will actively stop financing and arming its proxies in the region. 9, the Strait of Hormuz will remain open, will be a free maritime zone, and no one will block it. And by the way, the opposite side of Iran is Oman. Why does Oman not own half of that waterway? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. It's supposed to be your economic exclusion zone is 100 miles out from where your land ends. Okay, but If your 100 miles meets with another country's 100 miles, they split in the middle. That's what you're supposed to do. So I don't understand why they have control over it. It's not theirs. Anyways, number 10, the missile program, there will be a decision at a later period, but they will have to limit the quantity and range. Again, things that just lied to you about, right? I mean, literally a week before they got invaded, they said that they had no long-range missiles, and then they fired 2 of them at Diego Garcia. What happened to that statement? Again, things you can't trust these people with anything. Number 11, future use of missiles for self-defense purpose only. Well, here's the problem. They're going to define self-defense as defending themselves from the Israeli regime. You know, oh, they're disagreeing with us. We're defending ourselves. These guys, look, all the Democrat lies they do to us, they get those bullshit lies that don't make sense. They get that from these Easterners. They don't lie well because they're communists. You don't have to make sense when you're a communist. You just tell people what to do. Number 12, all sanctions. Oh no, in exchange, number 12, Iran will get all sanctions lifted. Okay. Iran will also get, they'll receive assistance in developing a civilian nuclear project in Bashir for electricity generation. Okay, sounds fair. Number 14, the threat of the snapback sanction will be removed. I'm not sure what the snapback sanctions were. But, so there's that. Iran was asking for this. A complete halt to aggression and assassinations by the enemy. Okay, because we've been, they're all dead. Whatever's. Number 2, the establishment of concrete mechanisms to ensure that the war is not reimposed on the Islamic Republic. No. You don't get guarantees that we'll never invade you again. We're gonna do it if we have to. Okay. Holy crap! You get out of line, you break any of your agreements, we're gonna do it again. Number 3, guaranteed and clearly defined payment of war damages and reparations. Oh, they want reparations? Get the fuck out of here. How about this? We'll allow you to sell your oil and you can rebuild. How about that? We ain't paying you shit. You owe us reparations. First of all, you owe us $6 billion that Biden gave you. And you owe us $150 billion that Obama gave you. Okay? And that's just, we're not even talking about the economic benefits you guys have had by having your citizens in our country send money back to your country so you can have GDP. Okay? You owe us all that money back. We want to tax those remittances. Retroactively. We want retroactive remittances for all the money that has gone to your country from us. And also, all the crypto scams and all the money you stolen from hacks, we want all that back. You owe us, okay? Let's not talk about reparations, okay? Fucking idiots. We should enslave you till you make us enough products that equal the amount that you've stolen from us. And by the way, you also owe money on all the bombs we have to spend to kill you guys. Okay? That's where I'm at right now. Don't give me this reparations bullshit, okay? Anyways. Number 4, the conclusion of the war across all fronts and for all resistance groups involved throughout the region. So they're basically also saying they want Israel to stop going after Lebanon. But meanwhile, they keep funding Hezbollah in Lebanon. And also the Lebanese government won't help Israel go after the guys. That's on the Lebanese government not helping Israel deal with Hezbollah is on par with Mexico's government not helping our government deal with their cartels. Same shit. Okay? They've got their regional problems, we got our regional problems. Anyway, number 5, international recognition and guarantees regarding Iran's sovereignty, right to exercise authority over the Strait of Hormuz. So they still want control over the Strait of Hormuz. Only half of it belongs to you, according to international maritime law. I'm guessing that this is a country that didn't sign that agreement, and that's why they're saying, this is all ours. Yeah. Where do we take your island? Okay? Where do we take your island? Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Iran's initial response to the U.S. proposal to end the war has not been positive. This is according to a senior Iranian official who told Reuters that on Wednesday, adding that Tehran is still reviewing it. The official said that Tehran's initial response has been delivered to Pakistan to be conveyed to Washington. Pakistan said that is not true. Oh, wait, where was it? Anyways, it's going to be here. I got to look for it. Where is it? Let's go look at this one real quick. Iran, this is posted 10 minutes ago. Iran could open a new front in the Bab al-Manab Strait if attacks are carried out on Iranian territory. So they're already making threats. Wow. I wasn't even caught up to there yet. This was what I was looking for. A Pakistani source told Reuters the Iranians told us they will get back to them tonight. The media is reporting they've said no, but we have not received any official confirmation from Iran. So we are just waiting. So Pakistanis said, the mediators, they said they're still waiting. There's another thing here. Where was it? Where apparently Iran's where is it? They apparently wanted to meet JD Vance in Pakistan. Okay. And actually, it has been conveyed that JD Vance actually might go. Let's go look this up real quick. Disclose TV. Let's see. These guys. Vance may travel to Pakistan for discussions on Iran, where the U.S. is planning to set up talks with Iran in Pakistan this weekend. Oh wow, this weekend, huh? What is this one? Okay, we already covered that one. Good. All right, what is this one? Scientists at CERN transport antimatter for the first time ever. 92 antiprotons in a custom-designed bottle that trapped the particles using magnetic and electronic fields. Took a 30-minute journey in the back of CERN's truck. Ooh, antimatter. It actually says antimatter in motion. You didn't want like a bunch of guards or what? Holy crap. Anyways, I don't even know if that stuff's real. What else is there? Oh, a drone from Russian airspace hit a chimney of an Estonian power plant. Look at that. Ooh. Guess who they're going to be asking for help soon? Americans. Yeah, you know the people they call fat, stupid, and lazy? They're going to be asking us soon. Yeah. You know the group of people who got me banned from Twitter? It was a group of liberal Europeans who were anti-Americans. Yeah. So remember that when they ask us for help. We're busy. We got Latin America to deal with. We got Iran to deal with. We're gonna have China to deal with soon. Okay, we don't have time for this crap. You guys are the most liberal Slavs out there, and you have no means to defend yourselves. But you call Americans fat, stupid, and lazy. You don't appreciate us. Useless countries here. Just let Russia have it back. They'll do a whole lot better under the Soviet Union. Okay, let's restart that again. Next story. Oh, this isn't Cuba. Look at this. So this is Cuba. Look how mad they are. There's no electricity anywhere except for one building. And we talked about that yesterday. That one building way down, you're going to see it right there. Yeah, that's where Hassan Piker is live streaming from. Yeah. And the citizens are seeing this. Yeah, and they're mad. They're mad. Oh, look, there's a light right there. It's a car, though. Anyhow. Next door. The U.S. government officially recognizes China's role in the Burma scam centers. Yes. Kosh Patel, working with Pete Hegseth, they've managed to end a lot of these slavery rings out in Southeast Asia. They're actually, they all end up being tied to the CCP. They're not in China, but they are all managed and run by the CCP. So in other words, agents of the Chinese Communist Party are going to neighboring countries. Burma here. The other month it was Cambodia, and there's also one in Thailand. These little call centers, these little crypto scam centers. They basically enslave people and they beat them up if they don't do crypto scams to raise money. Okay. For years, El Salvador has been buying a bunch of Bitcoin because he knew the price was going to go up. Okay. You know what we did? We just went to Cambodia and seized their Bitcoin. And the United States instantly overnight became the #1 state holder of Bitcoin. Yeah. And we're doing it again here in Burma. And we did it again the other day in Thailand. Yeah. Take that. Eat shit. Eat shit, human rights violators. Yeah. Isn't it messed up what they're doing? I would be willing to bet China has many massage parlors in these other countries where kids work in. And you know what these kids are doing? not massages. They don't have those strong arms for doing massages. So good stuff. They're getting busted, and the U.S. government has officially recognized China's role in all these. Well, this is just the Burma ones, but I mean, they're everywhere. They're in America too. There's scam centers in America. You know. Anyways, awful. What an awful regime. Me in my head, I'm ballparking our conflict with China to be in 2050. That's how bad it is, guys. That's how much time we need to prepare to deal with them. And at least in order to succeed the way we are with Iran, where it's just a complete blowout, like it's not even close, I'm going to ballpark 2050. It's going to be a very, very long time until we're able to deal with them. I mean, if we dealt with them now, it would be a 20-year war. It would be forever. We're already like running low on tomahawks. Yeah. Next story. Denmark's prime minister called for a snap election to surf on Trump's Greenland controversy. Unfortunately, the cost of living is what people actually care about. They're pissed off that everything's so expensive because they got all these illegals in their country now that they got to provide for. Everything's more expensive. Rent is higher because they invited all these people and didn't build new houses. So rent's higher. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, we need you to vote for us to go after and stop Trump from getting Greenland. And he lost. So you were in power. You call for a snap election. She won, but they don't have a majority. Okay. They don't have a majority in the government to pass all these measures to stop us from taking Greenland, to stop Greenland from voting out. So that's some of the politics going on in Denmark. Rest in peace, Denmark. You're a dumpster fire country. Nobody likes you. Nobody respects you. Yeah. Next story. This is a government building in South Africa, and it is on fire. Yeah. I wonder why the sprinklers aren't working. Might it have to do with your rolling blackouts? There's no electricity for the water pumps at the water station. Would it be something like that? Is that what it is? Why aren't your sprinklers working? How come the water's not flowing? Dum-dums. Yeah, we watched many docu-shorts about South Africa and why it's so crummy now. And it's because there's a lot of corruption in those power plants. Yeah. Next story. Oh, Nikita Bayer, he's one of the head developers out of Twitter. He announced that they're going to be changing monetization so that only it would basically benefit U.S. citizens who talk politics in the U.S. You know what I mean? So if you're in Nigeria, you don't get to make money anymore by talking American politics, which is what we all wanted. Okay. Unfortunately, Elon Musk also has handlers, and his handlers in Davos, Switzerland said, hey, we got this guy named Mario Nawfal and this other guy named Ian Miles Ching Chong who don't live in the United States but are heavily involved in U.S. politics, and they're not going to be able to make millions and millions of dollars anymore because they're not in U.S. borders. So Elon Musk goes, well, we're going to have to pause moving forward with this until further consideration. Because again, Elon Musk is a globalist. He's nothing about him is USA, other than the fact that he needs us to fund his space program. Okay? Yeah, keep sleeping at the wheel, Elon. Keep letting Mario Nawfal and Ian Miles Ching Chong and all these Democrats fuck up our elections. Keep sitting out primarying all the rhinos to get our country fixed, okay? President Newsom in 2029 will nationalize your space program. We are, after all, the ones who funded it, right? And it is, after all, a national security concern. You know, our government does have the power to seize organizations that can present a harm to the general public. Yeah, and they used that to seize Washington Mutual, a bank that was doing predatory lending. They ought to do it again with Discord, a platform in which left-wing terrorists are organizing assassinations of Charlie Kirk and many other Republicans. When are we going to seize Discord? Awful, awful. What an awful person, huh? Next story. I think Trump knows how awful Elon Musk is because he just appointed 3 people to the Science and Technology Advisory Board. Okay, and it is the money man, Larry Ellison. Okay, hardware man, Jensen Huang. Okay, NVIDIA, it makes the little chips. And software man, Mark Zuckerberg. Isn't that crazy? He picked Mark Zuckerberg over Elon Musk. For the Science and Technology Advisory Board. That is crazy. I mean, this guy literally, Mark Zuckerberg's company just got fined $350 million for failing to protect children on his platform. And Trump is just like, this guy is still safer than Elon. Elon's made of robot parts. He's a little crooked. Yeah, I'm sure he knows. Donald Trump definitely knows Elon Musk cannot be trusted. You're going to trust a flaming leftist who, by the way, spent $150 billion to screw you out of an election in 2020, the Zuckerbucks. Yeah, the Zuckerbucks. And he still picked Zuckerberg over Elon. He knows. He knows. Yeah, Trump sure knows. He sure knows who not to trust. And Brain Chip Man is not the guy you trust. Next story. Oh yeah, the other day we talked about this 7-Eleven delivery robot crashing into that piece of glass right there. Oh, and breaking it. There we go. Oopsie. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so now we actually have a better footage of it. That is hilarious. Because the other day we only saw the aftermath, right, of it crashing after it broke. Yeah. Anywho, guys, hit the like button, share this out, please, if you don't mind. Subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't yet. Also, I've got 2 other channels, Frank's Show Clips and Frank's Funny Shorts. You will be rated over to Frank's Show Clips right now. We do have several things to watch over on Rumble, though. We've got a White House presser. We've got a Chris Chappell from China Uncensored having opinions about Tucker, because Tucker's been saying good things about China. And then we've got a docu-short about American rare earth companies trying to rise and take back what China has stolen from us. So I will see you guys over on Rumble. Guys, remember, Cash App, buy me a coffee, subscribe to me on Patreon, on ways you can support the channel. You can also become a member like Kathy is. There she is with that lovely shield there, her 2-year shield. Thank you for being here, Kathy. You can also become a member over on this side. It's $5 a month, but you also get access to our Rumble Premium Hangouts, which we're going to be doing another one of maybe today. I'm not sure. We'll see. I got a couple new pizza videos to watch. So we got deep fried pizza. That's very interesting to hear about. So we'll see you guys over on Rumble. Have a good day. Goodbye, YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow if you don't make it. You'll be rated on over to my other channel. Please give that channel a subscribe as well. Watch the video. Watch all the video. Watch every video and help that channel out. Thank you very much, YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube.